Hey y'all, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, man, I've got some good stuff for you because I'm basically just gonna roast myself and talk about how I used to undercharge and my freelance writing rates were way too low. So we're gonna break down how and why I raised my freelance writing rates. That way you can take some inspiration and actually charge what you're worth too and not get screwed over by cheap ass clients or shitty bidding sites. And if you have any questions along the way, pop them down in the comments below because I seriously love hearing from you and I would love to help you out however I can. Now, if you are new around here, hello and welcome. My name is Jordan from writingrevolt.com, where I talk about freelance writing, blog post writing, and copywriting tips. Hit the subscribe button now so you don't miss out on any more videos just like this one, and hit the like button if you enjoyed this video because it really does help my channel out. And if you are ready to learn how to avoid undercharging and actually set your rates the right way, then just keep watching. So I have to admit that when I started out as a total beginner freelance writer, keep in mind that I had mostly worked retail call centers, really shitty jobs basically. I used to think that as a blog post writer, 50 to 100 bucks was like amazing pay. I was seriously like, holy shit, the fact that I'm getting paid more than like 10 bucks to do this, it's just a miracle. Like I should just be grateful that I'm getting paid anything to write. And so when I started out, after I got fired from my shitty, awful, toxic full-time job, more on that story up here, I'll link it in case you haven't heard it, I did take on a couple projects at those super low rates. And again, at first I was a beginner, like I don't have a college degree, I just got fired. I was so excited to get paid anything to write. But after I set an income goal and did the math, working backwards, just very simple math, I realized that staying at that $50 to $100 per post rate was going to leave me broke. It was going to take away all the freedom that I had originally wanted, and it was probably going to have me landing right back at another shitty full-time job. So my goal when I got fired was I'm going to hit the 5K a month mark by month 4. So I sit down and I'm like, okay, $50 a blog post, how many posts do I have to write in a single month to hit 5K a month? And that is when the harsh truth hit me right in the fucking face, which is that if I wanted to hit my goal and I was only going to charge $50 per post, I was going to have to write 3 blog posts per day all month long with no weekends off. I don't know about you, but for me, it sounds pretty miserable because that writing time doesn't take into account things like pitching, invoicing, doing emails, posting on social, administrative tasks, all the other things you have to do for your business. So I realized staying stuck at those low rates was going to set me up for the opposite of the freedom I wanted, which was why I got into freelance writing in the first place. Even at $100 per blog post, I would have to write about 1.5 posts per day with no weekends off all month long. So it became clear to me that if I wanted to retain my sanity and hit my income goal at the same time, I needed to raise my rates. That was going to be the key difference between struggling and stressing and having no freedom and actually getting the freedom that I had been after all along when I decided I wanted to pursue freelance writing. But honestly, I was fucking terrified to raise my rates. I was like, how can I charge $400 per blog post? Like, to me, $400 was a huge amount of money, like so much. I really couldn't wrap my head around the fact that someone would pay me $200, $300, $400 or more for a single blog post. That felt crazy to even think about, especially since I had been fired before, I was a college dropout and still am today, and I was very inexperienced. It just felt like a big long shot for me, so I was scared to charge more. Let me know if you relate to that. I know a lot of you here probably do, so let me know in the comments below what is stopping you from raising your rates. But yeah, my fears of inadequacy or that I didn't know what I was doing or that a client would get mad at me, those types of things were stopping me from charging more. But what I realized when I really sat down and thought about it was the reason I wasn't actually charging more was because I was not confident in my blog post copywriting skills. So I'm talking about things like headline copywriting, SEO, blog post structure, how to include call to actions in blog posts, all those things that actually drive results for your client. They drive results for the business you are writing for, which is ultimately what clients are paying you for, right? They're not paying you to write some nice words on a page. They are paying you to get some kind of business result from the blog post. So for me, I knew I was a decent enough writer, grammar and spelling wise, but I needed to up my blog post copywriting skills if I was gonna confidently command $400 or more per blog post, and as a result get that freedom that I was after, where I wasn't gonna have to work all the time, but I could still hit my income goal with ease. So I really buckled down. I really started learning everything I could about blog post writing, specifically headline copywriting, SEO, blog post structure, all those things you've really got to know if you want to be a top freelance blogger. And once I became confident in those skills, I had no problem hitting send on client quotes for $200, $300, $400 or more. I was no longer afraid to do that because I knew I had the skill set to back up what I was charging. And once I got to that point, I started getting clients like this one, where they're reaching out to me and saying, hey, can I pay you $400 to write a blog post, which was absolutely incredible. That was what I had wanted. And this client in particular actually ended up being a $1,600 a month retainer client, which was an incredible source of consistent recurring revenue for my business. This is why freelance blogging is such a great niche to go into, especially if you're a beginner, is because you can make that consistent income month after month. So that is what I did to raise my rates. I sat back and I thought about, why am I actually afraid to do this? And yeah, it was because I didn't feel that my skill set was where it needed to be. But once I grew and I learned that skill set, I had no problem charging more. And that skill set paired with my marketing strategy, which involved choosing a niche, optimizing the shit out of my writer website and samples, and cold pitching and setting up a LinkedIn profile that converted really well. Those things combined allowed me to start getting clients coming to me, and I started really standing out in my niche industry as a go-to writer, and therefore I was able to charge accordingly. So I know some of this stuff can be really scary and confusing, especially if you were just starting out, or maybe you're at that point where you're charging $50, $75, $100 per post, and you want to get to that next level, but you're not sure what to do. That is why I've created an all-new class for you guys. It is called Double Your Rates, How to Charge $200 to $400 or more as a freelance blogger. So to be clear, yes, this is a perfect class for you if you have already started and you want to double or maybe even triple or more your rates, but it is also a great fit for you if you are a total beginner, you've never had a client before, and you're like, I just want to come out the gate charging $200 to $400 or more per post. This is the perfect masterclass for you. And I put this together for you based on not only my experience as a freelance blogger, but also my experience hiring a lot of blog post writers for my own company. So you're kind of getting a behind the scenes client view on what they really look at when they hire writers. And spoiler alert, it's not a resume, it's not a college degree. No good clients really are going to give a shit about that kind of thing. But there are certain things they do care about that you do need to make sure that you have on point, and you can learn all about those inside of the free masterclass. You'll also get to learn what a $40 blog post looks like and what a $400 blog post looks like, so you can kind of differentiate those two price levels and see the different scopes of projects that are kind of common for those two different price points. It's going to be so valuable for you, and it is full of actionable advice and light bulb moments that can help you take your freelance blogging career truly to the next level. So go ahead and click over and sign up right now. That way you can get instant access to the class. Now, before you leave this video, I got a question for you, and I really want to hear from you in the comments below. How would your life change if you were able to confidently command $200 to $400 per post? What would your monthly income look like? What would your schedule look like? Would you be able to travel more? Would you be able to stay at home? Would you finally be able to quit your job and stay at home full time? What would that really mean for your day-to-day life? You tell me your reason down below in the comments right now, and while you're typing, I'll tell you what my reasoning was. First of all, I knew I wanted to travel full time, which I did end up doing, by the way, for all of 2019, and it was awesome. But there is no way in hell I could have done that if I were only charging $50 a blog post and having to write 3, 4, 5 posts a day. No way would that have worked. I would have just been working the whole time instead of enjoying traveling. So that was one of my reasons. Another reason was I really just wanted to be able to take mental health days. As someone who has struggled with depression and anxiety and those types of issues for pretty much my whole life, I need to be able to just say fuck it to whatever I'm doing sometimes and just still be okay and still be able to make it. It really breaks my heart when I hear stories of people who just get fired because they aren't able to keep a job due to mental health issues, things like that. And so I hope that my channel and my classes and everything I do can contribute to helping people in that way. If you're struggling with with your mental health. Yes, running a business has its own set of challenges, but I know for me, I will pick those challenges over the challenges of working at a shitty full-time job any day of the week. And my last reason was I just wanted financial security and stability. I wanted that recession-proof business with those awesome high-paying clients who were doing well, and therefore they were going to enable me to do well. Becoming a top paid freelance blogger is all about that financial security because you can get on monthly retainers with your clients, you can charge a lot, and you can really have recurring monthly revenue because most clients don't just want one blog post and then they never talk to you again. It's not really like that, right? They want 4 a month, 8 a month, 2 a month for the long term, which is good for them, and it's also good for you because that means you're going to be making more income as a freelance blogger. Alright, so I just told you my 3 reasons why I wanted to make an incredible income freelance blogging. Pop down below in the comments. Seriously, I want to hear from you now that I've told you all my reasons. It is your turn, so let me know. And make sure before you leave this video that you get into that free class. It is seriously amazing. I spent months working on that and putting it together based on the things you guys were telling me you wanted to learn. So click over now and you can get instant access to the free class. That is all for now, my friends. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please hit the like button because it actually helps me out and I do appreciate it. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one, and I will see you in the next video.